Hello, my name is Fox and you're watching Den of Fools. Let's jump right in. In week 25 of 2024 we had 120 tournaments with a total of 2,045 players and 7,170 games played. I'm sure we've all seen the new balance changes, are excited to see the new meta once we see play. We'll have to wait at least another week for that as these results only go up to the 23rd. Hopefully in next week's stats you'll get the initial win rates from the new meta. As this is based on the old rules, we'll quickly go through the week's results. It will serve as a good indicator of what the meta was before the changes. With that said, this week the Space Marines topped the charts with 15 wins and 55 top 3 placings. Their weight space is 31.8, which is a fair bit worse than the 20.8 they got last time. The Necrons are in second with 9 wins, 22 top 3s, and a weight space of 20.4. Chaos Demons are close behind with 8 wins, 21 top 3s, and a weight space of 8.4, the best overall. This is a surprising result in the final week of the old meta. With only buffs, it'll be interesting to see if they can replicate it going forward. The last 5 factions in blue all get 7 wins, being ranked by the number of top 3 placings. The Orcs have 28 top 3s and a high weighted placing of 31.1, although they get the most wins at the larger tournaments. The Tyranids get 22 top 3s and a weighted placing of 15, which is a good result for them. Chaos Space Marines get 21 top 3s and a weighted placing of 28.6, with Guard on 15 with a weighted placing of 18.7. Imperial Knights are the last faction in blue, with 12 top 3s and an impressive weighted placing of 10.4. Death Guard and Drukhari top the green group, both getting 6 wins and 16 top 3s. They have weighted places of 21.8 and 10.2 respectively, which gives Drukhari the third best overall. Sisters also have 6 wins but with 13 top 3s and a weighted placing of 12.5. Grey Knights and World Eaters get a nearly identical score, both getting 5 wins and weighted places of 23.8, with the Grey Knights getting 1 more top 3. Thousand Sons have 5 wins and 13 top 3s with a weighted placing of 21.4. The Leviathan also get 5 wins with a weighted placing of 12.2. Admech are the last faction in green with 4 wins and a weighted placing of 9.3, which is the second best overall. It'll be very interesting to see how they perform with the huge amount of changes that were made to the faction. There are 6 full factions in yellow who get 1 to 3 wins and high weighted placings. 23 factions managed this 1 top 10 placing, with the Space Marines getting the most top 10s with 205. The Orcs are in second with 81 top 10 placings, with Chaos Space Marines getting third on 68 top 10 placings. Unsurprisingly, the Space Marines are the most played faction with 18.97% of all players decking them. The Orcs are still the second most popular on 7.58%. Chaos Space Marines remain in third on 6.60%. It takes our resident stats guru and Ultramarine fanboy Fearless Fox many hours to collect all the data. It would be great if you could show your appreciation by liking and sharing the video. It really helps us with the God algorithm of YouTube. We have grouped the win rates by colour, with the key at the bottom of the screen. This week the Thousand Sons topped the charts with a win rate of 60.9%. You can see why they've received some nerfs, but I would imagine it'll be a lot lower once the changes take effect. Drukhari are the only other faction above the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 58.8%. Chaos Demons are the first faction within the Goldilocks zone, with a win rate of 53.2%, which explains why they got the best weighted placing this week. The Legions of Votan are on a 52% win rate, with Imperial Knights on 51.7% and Tyranids on 51.2%. The vast majority of factions are in yellow this week, with Orcs and Death Guard topping the group on 49.4%. The Necrons get a win rate of 49%, with the Grey Knights on 48.8%. Guard and Sisters get a win rate of 48.6%, with the Worldies on 47.2%. Overall, Space Marines get a win rate of 46.7%. We will cover the individual chapters later on in the video. Aldari are on 46.6%, with Chaos Space Marines on a win rate of 46.5%. Admech get a win rate of 46.2%, despite doing very well in terms of winning tournaments. Tower close behind on 46.1%, with Chaos Knights just getting in the Goldilocks zone on 45.5%. There is only 2 factions below the zone, with the Custodians getting a win rate of 44.9%. Unfortunately, the Genius of the Cults are in red, with a win rate of 34.5%. We will be resetting the running total win rate once the new rules see play, but it does serve as a good indicator of the final meta before the changes. The Grey Knights remain at the top with a win rate of 54.7%, followed by Orcs and Thousand Sons on a 53% win rate. The Drukhari come next with a win rate of 52.1%, with the Sisters on a win rate of 51.9%. The Necrons are the last faction in green with a win rate of 51.5%. The majority of factions are in yellow, with only a single faction below the Goldilocks zone. Custodians are that faction, with a win rate of 44.7%. This period of the game has been rather well balanced overall, with nearly all factions in the 55 to 45% range GW used to balance the game. There are some outliers, and a few near the very bottom and the very top, but overall, I think they've done a decent job. This period has been very short indeed, with only 8 weeks between the balanced data slates. GW usually release these on a 3-month basis, and if I was to hazard a guess, I would say they released it a bit early, so it's before the release of the new Age of Sigmar edition. In any event, I'm excited to see this all change in our upcoming stat shows. As the chapter in first only had a single player, this week the Space Wolves topped the charts with a win rate of 51.1%. They have been the best chapter for this period, and will still be very competitive, seeing as they only got a slight nerf. The Blood Angels get a win rate of 50.6%, and will also likely be strong as they got no changes. The Black Templars are the last chapter in the Goldilocks zone with a win rate of 46.9%. The Dark Angels and the Unknown chapters are on 44.5%, with the Ultramarines on a win rate of 44.4%. The Death Watch get a win rate of 37.5%, with the Imperial Fists and Salamanders winning a third of their games. It is difficult to say how the Space Marines will perform after the changes, with the Codex seemingly to get slightly nerfed overall. The Space Wolves are clearly at the top of the running total win rates with 53.7%. The Blood Angels are not too far behind on 51.1%, with the Black Templars just missing out on green with a 49.8% win rate. The White Scars are on 49.1%, with the Iron Hands on 44.8%. The Salamanders have dropped back considerably to a win rate of 43%. The Dark Angels run on a 42.3% win rate, with the Death Watch on a win rate of 41.9%. Phyllis's favourite Blue Boys, the Ultramarines, on a win rate of 41.8%. The Raven Guard have a win rate of 40.6%, with the Imperial Fists on a win rate of 35.1%. We will be resetting the running totals where the updates take play, but I honestly do not think it will look a whole lot different to now. The only real outlier is the Dark Angels, who have received significant buffs and could well move up the rankings between the chapters. As we only have 3 known warbands, we will look at the running total win rates this time out. The Red Corsairs perform very well with a win rate of 62.7%. The Weird Bearers and Iron Warriors come next, with win rates of 49.6% and 48.3% respectively. The Emperor's Children on a win rate of 47.3%. The Unknown Warbands makes up the vast majority of the numbers and is on a win rate of 47.1%. The Black Legion are on 46.6%, with the Alpha Legion on 40.7%. The Night Lords are the only warband in red on 38.3%. I must say, I'm a little surprised GW nerfed the Chaos Space Marine Codex, as it is seemingly pretty well balanced overall. If you enjoyed our content, please subscribe, check out one of the videos on screen, and consider using our affiliate links in the description. Thank you for watching.